Hello, and welcome to Naturally Well with Nordic Naturals, your source for the latest health and wellness information. I'm your host, Stuart Tomk. Join me and my co-host, registered dietitian Kate Turner, as we help you stay healthy with expert recommendations and breaking scientific news you can use to support a healthy lifestyle for you and your family. Come on inside and let's get started. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. In this segment, we will explore omega-3s, vitamin D and vitamin K, multivitamins, probiotics, and antioxidants. Today we're covering a health expert's top 5 foundational nutrients and habits for everyone to stay healthy. So let's dive in and meet our special guest, Dr. Amay Shani. Dr. Amay is a naturopathic physician in private practice since 2001, currently at Santa Cruz Integrative Medicine in Santa Cruz, California. She's licensed to practice medicine by the state of California. In addition to seeing patients, Dr. Amay has been a dynamic educator, radio personality, and writer. She is on a mission to empower people to take charge of their health with integrative medicine and a passionate belief in radical self-care. Thank you for sitting down with us, Dr. Amay. It's so good to see you to discuss the top nutrients that you recommend and lifestyle recommendations to your patients. Let's start with the top 5 nutrients that you recommend to stay healthy. What would you say is the must-have, the top nutrient that's on your list?
Thanks so much for having me, Stuart. Let's start with my favorite foundational nutrients, omega-3, EPA, and DHA.
We hear so much about omega-3, but what is omega-3? And what are EPA and DHA?
Omega-3s are healthy fats, primarily found in marine sources like algae, which most of us don't eat, and fish, such as anchovies, cod, salmon, and sardines, which not enough of us eat. Do you like sardines, Stuart?
I eat sardines all the time, but a lot of people don't.
I love them too. I always say to patients, if one trick you can do for yourself is to learn to love sardines, it makes all of this so much easier. Omega-3s, back to omega-3s, they support brain function, heart, joint, and bone health, eye health, and general well-being. They can also support a healthy inflammatory response during physical activity and recovery. And as it turns out, we don't make enough of these incredibly important and useful fats. That's why they're so critical. And most people in the US don't get nearly enough omega-3s from the food that they eat. That's why omega-3s are at the top of my list and why I recommend omega-3, EPA, and DHA to most of my patients.
So it's clearly important, but the question remains, how much omega-3, EPA, and DHA do we really need?
That's a great question. At this time, there isn't an official daily value for omega-3s. Plus, daily intake is going to change. The recommendation is going to vary based on specific health needs and an individual's omega-3 status. So I recommend testing with an omega-3 index test. However, as a good place to start, if you can't get a hold of one of those tests, I recommend my patients start with a minimum of 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA per day. Now, you have to learn how to read your fish oil label. Basically, many companies will just put fish oil with a milligram amount. And what you want to look for is EPA and DHA. You want to add those two up, check it with the serving on the top, and make sure you're getting a minimum of 1,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA combined every day.
Thank you, Dr. Amay. That's great information. We also want to ask you a few personal questions about omega-3. Our favorite segment we call 3 for 3 on omega-3s. So how much omega-3, EPA, and DHA do you take every day?
I eat a lot of fish. So when I don't eat fish, I take 2,000 milligrams of EPA and DHA to keep up with my daily intake. I also test my omega-3 index annually to ensure it looks good and that my dosing is accurate.
So what exactly are you taking it for?
What don't I take them for? My heart. I have a lot of concern about heart health, so that's an area I want to support. Brain function and my immune system, for starters. I'm also super active, so I like to take them to support exercise performance and, especially as I get older, my recovery from exercise.
As a physician, with all of the options that you have at your fingertips, and you've discussed omega-3 and spoken on the subject all over the country. Why do you choose Nordic Naturals?
The short answer for me is that Nordic Naturals set the standards for the fish oil industry in this country. And the company started in 1995, right? So that's 2 years before I started medical school. We grew up together, right? As far as I'm concerned, there is no more trusted source for quality. And I love the commitment to sustainability. That means a lot to me, not only as a doctor, but as a mother and as a citizen of the planet.
Yes, I started taking Nordic Naturals in, I believe it was 1999. So I also grew up with Nordic Naturals. And we've had a great opportunity to work together to help teach people about this ingredient. But I've had the privilege of watching you inspire people and help people understand why omega-3s are so important. Omega-3, EPA, and DHA are clearly foundational for good health. What other nutrients do you recommend? What else is on your list?
Vitamins D3 and K2.
So we hear so much about vitamin D. It's in the news all of the time. But what is vitamin D and why should we care? Why is it so important?
Well, vitamin D is a nutrient obtained from some of the foods we eat, including fatty fish and milk. Again, in the United States, lots of people don't eat fatty fish. Some people can't tolerate milk, so getting vitamin D from food isn't always easy. And it can be made in the skin after exposure to sunlight as well, and that's where most of us are getting it. Vitamin D is really interesting. We call it a pro-hormone, so it acts like a hormone in the body. It helps to form and maintain strong bones, ensure normal blood levels of calcium and phosphorus, and increase calcium absorption, which is part of why it's so important for bone health also. It's also helpful to support a healthy immune system.
So how much vitamin D do we need every day?
It goes back to the omega-3 question. It depends. It depends on your age, on your diet, where you live, what time of year it is, because those things are going to impact your sun exposure, right, and your ability to make vitamin D in your skin. So, for example, here in Santa Cruz, we aren't close enough to the sun to make vitamin D in our skin between the months of September and May. So I'll tell my patients, you may need different amounts at different times of the year. And also similarly to omega-3s, test. I mean, one way to know if you're getting enough is to test it in your blood. There's a simple test called 25-OH vitamin D, and it measures the amount of vitamin D in your bloodstream. I always recommend that with my annual labs to my patients. I certainly test myself each year as well. And that helps me make sure they're getting the appropriate dose.
So you also mentioned vitamin K in conjunction with vitamin D. What is vitamin K? Why should we care? Why is it a foundational nutrient on your list?
Vitamin K is a nutrient the body needs to function and stay healthy. For example, it helps with healthy clotting, so forming blood clots when we need them, keeping the blood nice and smooth when we don't. It also maintains strong bones, another reason why it pairs so well with vitamin D and supplements. Vitamin K is found in some foods, including green leafy vegetables and broccoli, which I hope my patients are eating lots of, liver, which most of them are not eating much of, and vegetable oils, which of course we have to be careful which vegetable oils we're choosing. Vitamin K is also made by bacteria that live in the large intestine and the gut. We'll talk a little bit more about gut health as we go, but it's just another example of how important optimizing gut health is, because those bacteria make lots of good things for us, including vitamin K.
Well, this can be so confusing to consumers. What exactly do you look for on the label to make sure that you're recommending the right product?
I look for products that deliver vitamin D3, a highly absorbable form of vitamin D. It's also called cholecalciferol, and K2 as MK7.
So what makes vitamin D3 a highly absorbable form of vitamin D, and what is MK7?
They're both the natural forms of the nutrients in the body. So the body recognizes them, knows what to do with them, digests them, and utilizes them well.
Thank you, Dr. Amay. What's next on your list of nutrients for wellness?
Multivitamins. Multivitamins are meant to supplement the diet. Now, I had a teacher in school, and he would say, you cannot supplement your way out of a lousy diet. Lousy wasn't the word he used, but we'll go with lousy for our purposes. So diet, of course, is crucial. But multivitamins can be a fantastic supplement. And when I talk about a multivitamin, it's not just vitamins, but it's also minerals. And minerals are crucial because we don't make a single mineral in the body. So we have to get them from food and from supplements. Now, obviously, working on a whole foods anti-inflammatory diet is optimal, but we all have times in our lives where we're not eating as as well, we're stressed, things are going on, and we could use some support. So that's where a multi comes in. Each individual vitamin and mineral has a unique role in the body. As I said, we're not always getting it from food. So I recommend patients have good multivitamins on hand as a form of nutritional insurance.
Nutritional insurance? I love that. That makes perfect sense. Do you have any other recommendations or health tips to help people stay healthy?
Well, let's not forget probiotics. Probiotics are helpful bacteria that provide health benefits when consumed. They're naturally present in some fermented foods like yogurt and kefir, sauerkraut and kimchi. Not everybody loves fermented foods, unless you live here in Santa Cruz. And so fortunately, they are available as dietary supplements. Probiotics act mainly in the digestive tract where they can affect your gut microbiome. For those of you who haven't heard that word, the microbiome comprises many microorganisms, mostly bacteria, that live primarily in your large intestine. When I was in naturopathic medical school, I was taught that health starts in the gut. And that's why nutrition is so vital, right? But part of that is because the food that we eat is what feeds the bugs in our gut and either optimizes or diminishes its functions. So probiotics can be a game changer here, supporting not only gut health, but immune function. Did you know that 70% of our immune system is in the gut? So that means I need a healthy gut to have a properly acting and vigilant immune system. And even brain health. All the research now that we're hearing about the gut-brain axis, I'm so excited to see what comes down the pipe here. And so this is why I recommend probiotics to so many of my patients.
What a great explanation of what probiotics are, why they're important, and why we need them. What else is on your list?
Antioxidants.
Can you tell us a little bit more about antioxidants? It's a term we hear all of the time, but please explain it to our viewers.
Antioxidants protect cells from damage caused by free radicals, which are compounds formed during oxygen metabolism. So simply thinking, if you want to know what oxidative damage is, think about when you cut an apple open and you leave it out a little bit and it starts to brown, right? This is what happens as part of our body's natural functions. And of course, it happens more as we age. As a result, having adequate antioxidants on board or supplementing with them can help keep healthy people healthier for longer. Some of the main antioxidants include things you may have heard of like beta-carotene, lutein, lycopene, vitamins A, C, and E, selenium, and zinc, glutathione. And again, some of this can go back to using a good multivitamin to supplement your diet, but I really like these green drinks that are out on the market. They're in a simple powder, they don't have added sugar, you can mix them with water, throw them in a smoothie, and you're gonna get like 10 servings of fruits and vegetables, or the antioxidant content of 10 servings of fruits and vegetables. If I could just get everybody to have 10 servings of fruits and vegetables a day, that would be what I would love. But as a good alternative, one of these green drinks can be a fantastic nutrient antioxidant support.
I want to quickly go back to something that you said about keeping healthy people healthy, because isn't that really the role of these foundational nutrients that you recommend to your patients? Isn't that what supplements are really supposed to be for?
Absolutely. Thank you for bringing it back to that. I mean, whenever we talk about foundational nutrients or foundational lifestyle recommendations, the idea is that we're building a foundation so we can create a stronger building, a stronger structure that can withstand the tests of time and stress and whatever life throws at us. So yes, these types of nutrients and the types of recommendations we'll talk about soon, these things are to help us stay healthy.
Dr. Amay, thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thanks, Stuart. It's so nice to be working with you and Nordic Naturals again.
And thanks to all of you for tuning in. We invite our viewers to try our products too. Use this promo code to help you get started and save on your next order with Nordic Naturals. Thanks for tuning in. Coming up next, Nutritional Nuggets with Kate Turner. In this segment, we will explore how to support your fertility, healthy pregnancy supplements for your new baby, and your postpartum journey.
I'm Kate Turner, registered dietitian, personal trainer, Nordic Naturals nutrition specialist, and mom of 2. Today's health tips are all going to center around mom and baby. If you already know me or follow me on social media, you know I recently gave birth to my daughter in March while managing a very active toddler. So being able to share tips on how we can all support mom and baby's health fills my cup up in the biggest way. When we talk about mom and baby's health, it starts with healthy fertility. and that can be a heavy topic these days. But I am here to reassure you that better fertility does not have to be scary. Many women and men can improve their chances of getting pregnant by incorporating specific nutrients into their diets while also improving their overall health in order to be at their best when that little one finally arrives. Here are a few easy ways to support your chances of conceiving. First and foremost, take a complete prenatal vitamin. That includes vitamins and minerals in forms that are better digested and absorbed to support healthy conception. It's also important to ensure your prenatal vitamin contains adequate amounts of choline and vitamin D, which unfortunately are often lacking in most prenatal vitamins. Second, you want to ensure you have adequate omega-3 stores while trying to conceive. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, are some of the key building blocks used during fetal development. And a lot of people don't realize that many of the baby's organs start forming during the periconceptual period, so ensuring you have adequate DHA stores while trying to conceive is always a good idea. Next, aim to consume at least 10 grams of fiber at each meal. Getting enough fiber each day supports healthy blood sugar balance within the normal range and a healthy pre-pregnancy weight, which are both important for conception. Also, incorporating more whole plant-based proteins into your diet, such as quinoa, beans, lentils, edamame, and hemp seeds can help. Studies have shown that replacing animal protein with vegetable protein sources substantially lowers the risk of problems linked to ovulation, and as a bonus, a lot of these whole plant-based proteins contain a good amount of fiber. And as a mom, I am always here for feeding two birds with one stone. My last tip is to get your partner on the same plan. Ladies are not alone in the quest for healthy fertility. Men should also follow similar healthy eating patterns to improve their fertility, since more than half of all infertility cases are related to the male. It's been shown that male adherence to a healthy diet can help improve semen quality and a couple's chances of getting pregnant. So I will say it again, women are not alone when it comes to better fertility. Just as much as parenting is a team effort, so is conception. Okay, so now you're reading a pregnancy test and that plus sign starts to appear and you're flooded with joy, but also maybe a little terrified. I can tell you when I found out I was pregnant with our daughter when I was only 10 months postpartum, terrified definitely won over joy that day. But the good news is, if you feel prepared and you know how to support your health and your growing baby's health, it can take away a lot of those overwhelming feelings. During pregnancy, just like when supporting healthy fertility, you want to take both a complete prenatal vitamin that includes choline and vitamin D, as well as an omega-3 supplement high in DHA. As a reminder, DHA is one of the key building blocks for fetal development. And in a recent meta-analysis looking at over 50 studies, omega-3 supplementation during pregnancy was found to increase gestational duration, lowering the risk of preterm birth, and increase birth weight. While growing, the fetus obtains DHA solely through the mother, so it's imperative that mom has adequate DHA stores to support not only her growing baby's developing needs, but also her own. Along with your prenatal and DHA supplement, you want to make sure you stay hydrated, since your overall fluid needs increase to support higher blood volume, amniotic fluid, and fetal circulation. Everyone is different when it comes to how much water they retain, but aiming to consume 80 to 100 ounces of water per day is a great way to ensure hydration status. Another one of my favorite nutrition tips for pregnant women is to consume whole food carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, peas, and fruit to supply your body with energy during pregnancy, which you will find you need. And avoid eating a diet high in refined carbohydrates, pretty much anything made with white sugar or flour, which can leave you feeling depleted since most are void of nutrients, and they can disrupt your body's blood sugar balance, which is important in preventing gestational diabetes. During my pregnancies, I loved snacking on juicy fruits like watermelons and clementines to up both my energy and hydration. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Pregnancies can be challenging, but the more prepared you are in knowing how to support your and your baby's needs, the better you'll feel, and during pregnancy, we will do anything to feel better. Now the fun part, your little one is finally here. Now what do you do? Let's start with supplementation. What should your baby be taking? I can't tell you how many times I get this question. Typically, the first supplement, and most times the only supplement your doctor will recommend for your baby, is 400 IUs of vitamin D. Vitamin D is supportive in building and maintaining bone density as well as muscle development and function. It also supports healthy sleep, which I think all of our ears perk up a bit when we hear anything that can support our baby's sleep. And what's surprising for many is that vitamin D can help regulate baby's immune function. And supporting our baby's immune systems at such an early age is so crucial, especially if your child is going to be in an environment where they have increased exposure like daycare. And I think for any parents watching, just like supporting our baby's sleep patterns, we will do anything to support our baby's immune systems and keep them healthy. The second supplement you want to provide your baby with is none other than our good friend, the omega-3 DHA. And luckily now we can give it directly to baby. It's important to know that your pediatrician may not mention DHA, but that does not mean it's not crucial for your babies to receive it. DHA is the most concentrated in the brain and eyes, so it's critical in supporting babies' brain and eye development. Observational studies have shown that adequate omega-3 levels help to support babies' cognitive, social, and physical development by promoting visual acuity, performance on measures of language and cognition, mental and motor skill development, and attention control. And with so many distractions at our children's fingertips, I will do anything to set my children up for success when it comes to attention control. I also want to note the importance of DHA supplementation for preterm infants born prior to 37 weeks who miss out on the rapid DHA accumulation from mom during the final weeks of the third trimester of pregnancy, which could be a whole topic on its own. In terms of dosing, it's recommended that infants receive 500 to 800 milligrams of a combination of supplemental EPA and DHA that includes at least 150 milligrams of DHA per day, unless you've had your breast milk tested and can ensure that your baby is receiving the omega-3s they need through your breast milk alone. To learn more on the in-depth research of the importance of omega-3s for both mom and baby, make sure to listen to our Naturally Well podcast episode with Dr. Christina Harris-Jackson. The final supplement your baby should be taking to support their health is a probiotic. The infant gut is believed to set the stage for the health of the adult microbiome. Studies have shown that regularly incorporating probiotics into a child's diet can 1. Promote a healthy immune response in C-section delivered babies, 2. Support babies' immune health, including babies at high risk for allergies and skin dysfunctions, 3. Reduce crying time and other symptoms related to colic, and lastly, promotes overall gut health and function. Please note that probiotics may not be recommended for some premature infants, children using intravenous medical devices, and babies with compromised immune systems. With any supplement recommendations, always consult with your pediatrician first. Now, Mom, these next tips are all about you. Yes, something that's just about you. Well, really, I guess it's for your baby too, but that's the rest of your life. It's so easy and natural to get wrapped up in only supporting baby's needs, but we can't forget about mom, because if mom's not taken care of, baby can't be. Here are some ways to support mom during the postpartum journey, and yes, it's a journey. Starting by continuing to take a complete prenatal multivitamin for at least 6 months after giving birth or the duration you breastfeed or pump is essential to the health of you and your baby. It can help you avoid nutritional deficiencies, which can often leave new moms feeling tired. Yes, you can feel even more tired than you do now, lead to mood imbalances, and a host of other unwanted symptoms. Also, keep taking your omega-3s, but switch to an EPA-dominant postnatal supplement. A substantial amount of research suggests that a daily dose of 300 milligrams or more of EPA and DHA supports a healthy mood, which many women find they need during the postpartum period. EPA and DHA have also been shown to benefit body composition, particularly in combination with breastfeeding. And if you are breastfeeding or pumping, it's another critical time to ensure you're getting enough EPA and DHA to support both you and your baby's omega-3 needs. I suggest setting a daily reminder to take your vitamins. You may also need to set a reminder to eat, since it can be quite challenging to find the time during the postpartum phase, making it very important to eat as many nutrients as possible when you're actually able to put a meal or snack together. Aim to consume nutrient-dense foods that provide the most nutrition for the least number of calories. This includes fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats like avocados. Hello, easy peasy avocado toast. It can be equally as tough to make it to the grocery store for fresh produce during this time, so I always suggest keeping frozen fruits and vegetables on hand. And lastly, and maybe most importantly, ask for help when you need it. Better yet, have a list on hand of things you need help with, and when friends and family ask how they can help, send them the list to choose from. Whether that's making a meal, picking up groceries, folding laundry, babysitting so you can sleep, or anything else you find that will lighten your physical and mental load. I truly believe in Nordic Naturals, the quality of their products, and the health benefits they provide, and I invite you to experience them too. Use this code to save on your next order with Nordic Naturals to help support you on your health journey. Take care and live well.
Coming up next, Nordic Spotlight. In this segment, we will explore the top 5 nutrients recommended for health and wellness. Today, we're at New Leaf Community Markets in Aptos near Santa Cruz, California. New Leaf is one of the nation's most respected health food stores. Let's meet Tambra Narup, the Assistant Category Manager in the Wellness Department at New Leaf Community Markets. Hey, thanks for taking the time to speak with us today. Let's dive right in. So Tambra, what are the top 5 supplements your department recommends for staying healthy?
Thanks, Stuart. One supplement that we recommend is vitamin D. Many people have insufficient vitamin D levels, especially those with limited sun exposure or living in areas with little sunlight. Vitamin D is great for bone health, immune function, and mood regulation, just to name a few.
In fact, some research even estimates that nearly 48% of the global population, that's almost half of the world, has below adequate blood levels of vitamin D. As you mentioned, adequate vitamin D levels may also help improve mood and overall mental well-being. So I understand why your team recommends vitamin D. What else do you recommend for staying healthy?
I would also recommend magnesium because it contributes to energy production and muscle function, nervous system health, bone strength, and maintaining a healthy heart. It's important for our body's overall well-being.
Magnesium is also involved in over 600 enzymatic reactions, meaning it's mission critical for health and wellness. The interest in magnesium has recently exploded, and rightfully so. It's crucial to get enough magnesium. Okay, moving on.
The next daily essential would be omega-3s, which support brain function, heart, joint and bone health, eye and skin health, and general well-being. These supplements, typically derived from fish or algae, can provide critical fatty acids like EPA and DHA. They may also support a healthy inflammatory response during physical activity and recovery. Actually, more than 80% of the US population doesn't get enough omega-3s in their diet.
Thank you, Tambra. We also would like to ask you a few personal questions about omega-3. 3 for 3 on omega-3s, as we call it. First, how much omega-3 EPA and DHA do you take daily?
I take around 1,000 milligrams every day. I recently started taking the Zero Sugar Ultimate Omega Gummy Chews. They're delicious. They are easy to take as a busy mom on the go without the added sugar.
So what do you take it for?
Omega-3, EPA, and DHA play important roles throughout the body because they help our cells take in nutrients that can be missing from our diets. Omega-3s help me be and feel my best.
With all of the choices in the store, why Nordic Naturals?
I trust Nordic Naturals because I know I'm taking a high quality product that focuses on purity and sustainability while supporting a trusted local company with over 28 years of success.
Agreed. Omega-3, EPA, and DHA are foundational for good health. What's next on your list of nutrients to stay healthy?
Probiotics. Probiotic supplements contain beneficial bacteria that help support a healthy gut. Different strains and types offer specific benefits, so choosing a product with strains suitable for your needs is important. They can aid digestion and support immune function.
The gut-brain axis is also linked to mood, well-being, cognition, and memory, making probiotics another winner for health and wellness. What else do you recommend?
A recently popular addition is mushrooms. Now, these are not the same ones to find in our produce department. Mushrooms like lion's mane are rich in bioactive compounds and provide antioxidants and other nutrients that can support immune function, promote digestion, and offer potential adaptogenic properties that help the body adapt to stress.
Now, more research is needed with human subjects to determine the most efficacious amounts of mushrooms, yet it says a lot that mushrooms made the department's list. Thanks, Tambra. That's a great list to help get people started. What are your other top tips to help people stay healthy?
I try mixing up my daily coffee routine with a matcha green tea or a chagachino, which is delicious, and it's a mushroom-based coffee drink that we serve right here in our coffee bar at New Leaf.
So a mushroom coffee alternative sounds like a brilliant tip. What else is on your list?
Collagen peptides. Try collagen peptides for overall skin and joint health. It's a great way to get your protein when you break your fast in the morning.
Collagen peptides were also recently shown to alleviate occasional muscle soreness, fatigue, and affected muscle strength after exercise load in healthy middle-aged males. What's next?
Get plenty of rest and get the sleep support you need to get a good night's sleep with supplements like magnesium and melatonin.
Those are great recommendations. In fact, according to the National Institute of Health, your brain works while you sleep. For example, sleep helps to prepare your brain to learn, remember, and create. What else?
I shop seasonally to eat fresh foods packed with nutrients and sourced closer to home to leave a lighter carbon footprint.
Now that's a tip that needs no further comment. Everyone can relate to that. What else do you recommend?
Staying hydrated. Aim to drink about half your weight in ounces or try a naturally flavored electrolyte in your water every day to make you feel your best and improve sleep.
Thanks again, Tambra.
Thanks, Stuart. Thanks for coming and visiting our store today, and we'll see you soon.
If you're ever near Santa Cruz County in California, make sure to check out New Leaf Community Market. We invite our viewers to try our products too. Use this promo code to help you get started and save on your next order with Nordic Naturals. Thanks for tuning in. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.